Hello my dear dicers! In the newest update we've delivered some new legendary dice available for anyone for free. Let's see how it looks. Gorgon. The first one is Gorgon. It can be obtained by subscribing to our Facebook if you're playing from English-speaking region or vk.com channel if you're from a Russian-speaking one. Here's what this dice can do. This dice attacks the very first mob, stuns it, then engages the next one and the next one until it stuns all the mobs on the screen. Then it goes for a second lap. Once a mob is stunned, its armor gets tougher, so attacking it by other dice would have slightly weaker effect. That is a balancing mechanism behind Gorgon. Though it can effectively stop enemies, you would need to go an extra mile to destroy them. This dice works pretty much like a lock one, but more efficiently as it switches between all the mobs and can stop effectively most of them. On my table I have only poison attack dice and I managed to survive no problem. If I now level up my Gorgon dice, the rendered armor on the mobs would go weaker, so my attacks would become more devastating, and also they would be stopped for longer. This way my Gorgons would cover all the mobs before they stop moving again. That's it about Gorgon. Moving on. Icepeak. Next legendary dice is an Icepeak, and it is given in exchange for YouTube channel subscription. It is a debuff dice. It creates a freezing shield on a wave of mobs, this way stopping them for substantial time. Here's how it works. First it loads a little bit, then starts to put these ice barriers on mobs' road, which freeze and stop them. It all looks kinda like that, and the best part is that dice hits pretty hard. It can be leveled up so it would hit even faster and harder, so suit yourself. The best combo for these dice would be those that render recurrent damage, like poison, or that hit an area, like dragon, especially it, because its damage increases with the number of attacks, and mobs tend to stand there in a bunch, so you can attack all of them at once. Mimic. And now, observe two new dice that can be collected only via game achievements. The first one is a Mimic. It opens at a level 10 in a new escape mode. I think you have already guessed what it does, haven't you? Let's see it. So here's Mimic. It appears and attacks quite lightly, but it's a good companion for such dice as Gears, Sacrificial, or Growth, or any other economical dice, or just dice which would support the dice you need to improve, merge, and so on. And it's a good match with Gears, as they have to stand near each other, and we can copy them using Mimic, this way improving our control over our table. Also, it plays well with a growth dice, but there is a but. A growth dice can spawn with 2 dots, while Mimic does with only 1. So in these cases, you won't be able to boost your growth dice by abusing this mechanism. So think thoroughly what decks to put the Mimic into. Cloner. And the last dice is a Cloner. You can get it by passing 100 waves in endless mode. This dice has a very cool feature, and we're about to look at it. Cloner doesn't do anything itself, doesn't attack, doesn't slow mobs down, but it clones the dice that stands nearby with some frequency. For instance, it would be a good idea to put a sacrificial dice near it, so it would spawn them for us all the time. This way, we can merge them and constantly get money. It also looks great in escape mode, because in it we always need new dice, and it provides them for us no problem. So, it randomly selects a nearby dice and spawns it with a time delay randomly on the table, and this can be utilized. It always would spawn dice with 1 dot, so count up what dice you want to be there. Either you can add another dice nearby or remove it if you don't want it to be there, all up to you. Cloner doesn't really do any amazing tricks, as I mentioned before. It doesn't attack, doesn't slow mobs down, it can only copy dice to a random place. It works good with Eater or Sacrificial or any other economical dice really. Right now it doesn't spawn any dice for me, as all the cells where it can do it are occupied, specifically all the cells standing diagonally from it. The only one touching it is Eater, so it's the only dice this Cloner can spawn. Now we free the cell and it can spawn a new one for us, which it does. Furthermore, let's create some additional dice, and we've got an iron now touching our cloner, freeing another cell, and now it either would spawn Eater or iron here. Let's see. It spawned an iron this time and shows that this specific type was spawned. Now again, we can free some space around it, merge some dice, power them up, and give the cloner an opportunity to create some more dice. Also, if we don't like any of them, we can remove them. Like I don't like Ether being here, and I can remove it and see what it would spawn for me there instead. For instance, I don't need Sacrificial, and I can fit it to the Ether, and now it would shoot faster, while Cloner has a new cell to spawn a dice for me there. Of course, you can have some multiple cloners on your table, most importantly to have some space for them. Otherwise, it would just stand there doing nothing. Recon how to better combine your cloner with other dice. So these are the new dice we have for you. Leave a comment if you have them already, like Mimic, which can be quite tough to get, not mentioning Cloner, of course. Also, let us know what's your tactic with them. What do you think can be improved? What do you like about them? Or anything you want. Thanks for watching. See you in other updates and videos. Bye, friends.